where most of the traders fail because they focus so much on having that perfect strategy. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't exist. You need to focus most on how are you feeling when you are taking those trades, when you are analyzing those charts.
Gates Adams here on behalf of Apex Trader Funding, and I'm here today with Trader Luis. Luis is a paid funded trader with Apex Trader Funding. Now, first and foremost, Luis, thank you for taking some time and hanging out with me today, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me this morning. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about my experience and to share with you guys.
Awesome. Well, always a pleasure. Now, you and I were talking before we started, and this is actually your very first ever payout, right? That we managed to get you on here.
Yes. It was my very first time, even with prop firms. So yeah, this is my very first ever payout in my life, in my career as a trader.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know what a big deal this is. I got my first payout about 3 months ago. That first one just kind of has that feeling, doesn't it? Like, what are you feeling right now after that very first one?
It's kind of a special feeling because it's where you see all the learning experience and all the learning curve. It's paying out, you know. It feels like everything is coming together for this moment, for this. I'm pretty sure that this is a big milestone that every trader wants to achieve in their career. So yeah, it feels awesome. You know, it feels like it empowers you to continue in the path for being a trader. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel like anything has like changed within you in terms of your confidence or the way that you approach the charts after getting that first confirmation that what you're doing is working?
Absolutely, yeah, but you gotta be careful because it can also mean that it gives you kind of a greed, but you have to stay focused on what you are doing, absolutely, because you cannot lose that focus just because you just received your first payout. You have to be consistent in your strategies, in your risk management, because it can trick you. It empowers you, it gives you that boost to continue your career, but can also trick you in breaking your rules,
Sure. Well, and look, I've interviewed hundreds of traders at this point, and I hear that same story a lot. You know, I got that first payout, and I thought, well, if I can do this on one contract, I can still do it on two, or I want to look for more trades, or all of a sudden I felt like I had this higher skill level, so I took trades maybe that I thought were good but really didn't meet my system. This is a very common reaction to really that first payout. Did you experience any of that as you progressed past that, or were you able to sort of block all of that out?
I just stay away from charts for like 2 days after receiving my payout, just for the things to settle down, just to refocus on my path. But yeah, I had the power to just go like all in, but I could control my emotions and keeping on the track. Yeah, there's no reason to break your rules.
Beautiful and incredibly well said. I think that it's so important. Trading really is such an emotional business that those emotions can hit us from both sides, right? We get so upset when we have a losing trade or a losing day, particularly early on when we haven't learned to manage those emotions. But those high level excited emotions that we get from those winning days, or let's say big time from that first payout, it can cause us to unknowingly make mistakes that we shouldn't make, that we know better than. I mean, I know I've been victim to this, and I've heard hundreds of traders say the same thing. So I applaud you on taking those couple of days. I think that that's probably one of the best strategic moves that you can make when you're in that position, because you let that elevated emotion start to kind of normalize back that baseline, right? Now, were you trading one account, or did you have multiple accounts? Where are you in that progression?
Oh no, actually, I just started like less a month ago.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I started, so I wanted to see how this works. I wanted to take it slow, but it was faster than I thought actually to receive that first payout. I didn't want to just go all in with multiple accounts, and first wanted to have a taste of how this works. Probably in a near future, I'm planning on expanding my accounts and making a portfolio of accounts. For now, I don't want my trading career to be driven by the money. First, I want to just make it perfect, my strategy, have a feeling of my emotions and all of that. And don't let your emotions drive this, because it won't take you far, and just a matter of time. It's
Sure.
to take the thing slow.
Now, I want to ask you, you mentioned that you were at it for about a month. Does that mean that you were with Apex for a month, or have you only been trading for a month?
Oh no, I've been with Apex with for a month. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No. My trading experience has been started like maybe a year ago. I was paper trading, different strategies. What is the best that fits me, my style, knowing my feelings, my emotions, knowing me what's happening, and all that. And until that, I decided to start my career with prop firms.
That's great. And it's a perfect place to start, whether you finish there or whether you take this as a leg up to that next phase, maybe a little further down the line. But I got to say, your insight into where you need to be as a trader is probably more advanced than what I typically see for a trader that's only been trading for a year. In the relative grand scheme of things, that's not very long, but you seem to see a lot of the key areas where I notice a lot of newer traders struggle, myself included, for sure. It begs the question, I mean, did you learn sort of on your own through a course or YouTube, or did you actually have a mentor that you've been working with that's helped you develop yourself as a trader in addition to the strategy itself?
I'm actually all self-taught.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
I have read a lot about trading strategies, like the psychology part of the trading, which is, I don't know. I would say that it's maybe 90% of this whole experience.
I typically hear between 80 and 90%. It is obviously the vast majority of the pieces of the puzzle, I think.
Yeah,
Sure.
and I think it's maybe one of those parts where most of the traders fail, because they focus so much on having that perfect strategy that it doesn't work like that. It doesn't exist. There's no perfect strategy. There's no easy strategy. It's, you need to focus most on how are you feeling when you are taking those trades, when you are analyzing those charts, and how do you react when things are not going your way. It has to be your main focus.
I gotta say, incredibly well said, particularly for a trader as relatively speaking new as you. I know a year is a long time. Don't misunderstand, and I know obviously you've put in a lot of time, energy, and work, study, and dedication into the process. I just don't see this very often with a year-old trader, so to speak. To me, from what I've seen, you're just still kind of a very newbie-speaking trader. Yet what you've accomplished is, I think, a direct result of how serious you take this, how much time and energy you've put into not just strategy. And that's the thing. Most traders, they really just want to focus on getting the, as you mentioned, that perfect strategy, which of course we all know doesn't exist. And they sort of lose focus on the psychological and internal aspect of building a better trader, not necessarily just building a better trading system. Because I think the trader is the biggest piece of the puzzle. You can have 5 traders trading the exact same strategy, and they're going to have 5 completely different sets of results. And what you've put into this has obviously shown that dedication to that piece of the puzzle is really paying off for you. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, and as I said, I also struggle with that part in my first steps as a trader. I continue to struggle a little bit, but then I have to switch my mindset.
Sure.
to that focus, and don't lose it just because you are on a win streak or something like that. The higher you are, the higher you fall from. So yeah, it can be
Sure.
it can be bad for your confidence, and for your if you are feeling something like that. Yeah.
Well, and I think the reality is that we never really get away from the temptation to do the things that we know we shouldn't. I don't think we ever get away from the stress and the challenges that we face as new traders. I think that we just adapt and get better to handling that, which makes us more resilient and helps us make those better decisions in the moment. Well, I think this has just been so insightful. And again, a year in, a month into being a prop firm trader and trading with Apex, getting that first payout is quite an accomplishment. I feel like you should be very, very proud of that. I would love to catch up in a few months after you've had a chance to sort of let that first payout settle and kind of get through the next few steps and see how things are going for you, if that sounds good to you.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I would love to do that for sure.
Let's do it. All right, man. Well, listen, congratulations once again. And I look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you. And I would love to talk to you soon.